Hi, everybody. We've reached day 10 of the 12 epic bourbon days of Christmas, and the beautiful bottles just keep coming. And this one, we go to our good friends at Wild Turkey for Wild Turkey Traditions. And Raj, I have to be very honest with you, I've never tried this bottle, and I'm anxious to do so. And Wild Turkey is in my top 5 of bourbon locations to visit, mostly because of Jimmy and Eddie Russell. But they have a long history, and they are American bourbon. They just signify American bourbon. This is a great bottle and great packaging. Where did you find it?
It is a great packaging. You see it's got a wooden top with a copper base, and the bottle sits in here, and the bottle also has a copper. This was actually in 2011. You can see Jimmy actually signed this bottle back in the day, right here.
Oh, perfect.
So it's an autographed bottle. My last visit to Wild Turkey, I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, and Jimmy was out there in his nice little scooter that he sits on nowadays. So if you ever go to the distillery, you will find him. He's retired, but he hangs out at the visitor center and talks to guests and takes pictures with everyone, signs bottles. But this again, to me, this is one of my favorite Wild Turkey bourbons. But I would rank it amongst my top 10 bourbons, and you'll see when you drink it. A lot of my friends have always enjoyed drinking it.
My understanding is it was released for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, in time for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. And it's 14 years old, 101 proof. And I will tell you that the packaging is beautiful. And when I looked it up, it said that the barrels were stored in a center cut section of the oldest rickhouse at Wild Turkey. And I found out that Rickhouse A at Wild Turkey was actually built in the 1890s. So if that's truly the rickhouse that was used, that's incredible. And when I also met Jimmy Russell, the one thing that he made me aware of for the first time is that the significance of single barrels, or a sweet spot in a warehouse, how they could locate an area that just produced beautiful barrels over and over again. To me, that is one of the great things, and he's one of the true gentlemen in the bourbon world. He really is.
Cheers.
Cheers. So it's got traditional Wild Turkey heat to it, that Kentucky hug.
I'm just waiting to see Don's facial expressions as he drinks this bourbon.
Wow, that is really...
So Ron, I also wanted to thank you. You know, this is the 10th video we're doing together. I've really enjoyed these videos with you. I'm not a blogger by any means. You're a professional blogger and a bourbon expert, so this has been a great 10 videos. I know we have 2 more, but I want to really thank you. You're putting in all the effort with the videos and the research and publishing them.
Raj, without your collection, this wouldn't be possible, but I will tell you it's been a great journey, and what you and I have in common is a love for the historical significance of so much of this. Because, both of us enjoy drinking bourbon, there's no doubt about it, but bourbon whiskey mimics American history.
Absolutely.
And it's a wonderful story, and even if you look at Wild Turkey, was known, it was Old Moore, it was Old Hickory Springs, it was Rippey Brothers, it was Anderson County, it was Boulevard, it was JTS Brown, and then Wild Turkey. I mean, there's a lineage there on the property, and literally, it's fascinating to me. And if you get a chance, visiting Wild Turkey property is in my top 5. And I also I also rate distilleries by how they make you feel. The Southern hospitality is what I call it, and literally, Wild Turkey's in the top 5 in that category, maybe my top 3. And if you haven't done it, you need to go see it. It's a beautiful spot overlooking the river, and they do a lot of good things there. And this is a wonderful whiskey.
And you know, you mentioned the hospitality. If you remember the episode we did on January 1 with Pappy, and you had his book, Pappy Gate. In there, Julian writes about how when he had issues at the bottling plant, he would call Jimmy because they were nearby, and Jimmy would send his men down to help repair machinery, help him. Anytime he needed help, Jimmy is who he called, and Jimmy would help him, even though he would really be a competitor to Jimmy. But that's how Jimmy is. Always, even today, at 90 plus years old, he sits out in the visitor center and talks to every patron that comes through the distillery.
There's no doubt about it, and this keeps getting better. And I will tell you that this is rye forward, like a lot of Wild Turkey bourbons are. It has a really nice, almost a tobacco and leather finish to it. Not overly sweet, but really savory.
It's very well done, very well. You know, I didn't realize till he said it was he said 13 year, aged 14 years.
I'm trying to remember now because once we start drinking, it gets harder and harder. But it's really 14 years old and 101 proof.
Right.
But it's really, and there's no woodiness to it. No. It's really good.
And then earlier you mentioned all the different names. I mean, the name Wild Turkey was, and I think it was one of the Ripley brothers went hunting. They went to a turkey hunt, and he used to bring bourbon, and that's how they called it the turkey bourbon. And he eventually changed the whole name of the distillery to Wild Turkey.
Right. It's really American history, and you can go back and you can find Wild Turkey bourbon talked about in all types of media, rock bands drinking it. It's been around for a very long time, and Jimmy and Eddie Russell are really the first father-son master distillers ever.
So Jimmy is he is the master distiller of Wild Turkey.
Yeah, Jimmy is master distiller emeritus. And so I think that's been since 2015. I'm not sure, but I think that is correct. But literally, it's an amazing thing, and these gentlemen promote bourbon, and this is another quality one.
This is a great one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.